Ousmane,
Yeah.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, can you introduce yourself for our viewer?
Most definitely, most definitely. So my name is Ousmane Diallo, representative of the PhD agency, and just like most of you guys watching right now, came to this country as an immigrant from the Ivory Coast, and my parents wanted me to go to school, so that we do what our parents tell us to do, right? So I did that. Went to school, got a degree, and didn't struggle really finding a job, and I wanted to do something different when I can really impact people and I can help people, which led me into the insurance industry. And I realized something in America, right? I realized that even though we're living in the wealthiest country in the world, people still have money problems, and I wanted to be in a position to understand and help people get out of that situation.
So you talk about middle class life. So what's the concept of middle class life?
The concepts of the middle class life. That's a very, very good question. I get that question a lot. Well, if you ask yourself right now, if you're watching right now, I want you guys to ask yourself, do you consider yourself part of the middle class? Most people will raise their hands, right? But if I ask yourself the definition of the middle class, and if I talk about the definition of the middle class, right? According to definition, it's a reasonable level of income, right? When we have access to basic needs. So what do I mean by basic needs? You know, if you have a family, making sure that you have health care, right? You want to make sure health care is taken care of. If you have a family with kids, you want to make sure maybe you have 2 cars in a garage, right? And you're saving money for retirement, for the golden years, right? The golden age, retirement. You know, maybe having some saving for vacations. Once in a while, people want to go out and have a vacation, go somewhere. And you also want to have a college saving for your children. If they want to go to college, you want to have some type of fund set aside. That's what most people that's what the definition of the middle class means, right, in general. But the question is, how many people actually can actually have access to all of these needs based on the current situation? So that's the real question. That's why we talk about the lie of the middle class, because even though we feel like we might be part of the middle class, we actually not middle class because we don't have access to all of these needs.
Okay, so we understand the concept, the definition. So what's the lies about?
Okay, that's very, very good question. The lie is about what's happening with the cost of living in America. So I want to talk about this by showing you some statistics and some numbers, and looking at those numbers, you will understand where we're going to with this. So if you look at these numbers right here, right, in 1990, right, a 4-year college degree cost about $30,000, right? If you want to go to college, $30,000, right? Fast forward to 2015, that numbers went to go. That number went to $94,000, about $94,000. That's how much it costs to go to college these days, right? I remember when I was in college, I felt like every single semesters, you know, the cost of the books were going higher. You know, tuition was always going higher and higher, right? We also have the average price of a house in 1990 was about $101,000, right? I mean, if you were in 1990 right now, that would be a great time. But what about the cost of a house today, right? National average is about $220,000 in 2015. And if you live in Austin, Texas, you know, is the price of a house is going higher or lower? It's going higher, and it's probably more than that. I think it's about $248,000 to buy a house in Austin today. What about gallon of gas, right? We need gas for transportation. Well, in 1990, the price of a gallon of gas was $1.12, right?
Right.
In 2015, $2.33. I think currently in Austin it's about almost $2, $1.98. But it's still going up, right? Cost of house, cost of raising a child. This one is huge because I sit down with a lot of families, I sit down with a lot of parents, and they tell me, Ousmane, I really want to have more children, but I feel like I can't afford it. I mean, life is expensive. I can't even afford to pay for the college education, and I have to fund for my own retirement. So A lot of people today are afraid of having more children because it's expensive, right? The cost of raising a child in 1990 was $120,000. In 2015, $245,000. Almost, it's double the price of what we used to pay to raise a child from the time they were born to the age of 18. What about buying a new car? Once in a while, you want to have a new car, right? You want to have a new ride. You might be tired of your old car. You want to switch it a little bit. And if you were in 1990, a brand new car would cost you about $9,000, right? In 2015, we're talking about $33,000. $33,000. Think about these numbers right here. Everything, like all of the basic needs that we need as human beings, right?
Right.
Everything has, the price has almost double or triple, right? Now, this will be okay if our income was also going higher, right? But let's take a look at income. Income was $52,000 in 1990, and in 2015, the income is $55,000. So this is the crazy part. We're making about the same amount of income.
Right.
But cost of living is 2 or 3 times more of what we used to make, or what it used to be before. So this is one of the reasons why people are struggling financially. This is why we are in debt, right? This is why we can't afford to live an average lifestyle that people used to live in the 1990s.
So what problem these numbers lead to?
These numbers lead to a lot of problems, Samuel. The average American household today in America has about $16,000 in credit card debt. That is astronomical, right? Thinking of the fact that we can't even afford to live, but people can't afford to have a normal life because everything is expensive, so they have to go in debt, right? Also, student loan debt, which is another issue today in America. We see a lot of college students, they want to go to college, they want to have a good education, but they get out of college and they have so much debt, right? They have to pay all of this debt. That's another problem. Also, a lot of people today believe that they will be able to retire because of Social Security, right? Social Security has been there for a long time to help us retire when it's age to retire, right? Well, if I were to ask you right now, what do you think is the average paycheck for Social Security? What do you think is the average check for Social Security? $1,639. Now, $1,369. You tell me, who can actually retire on $1,369? That's the problem we're facing today. You know, a lot of people are struggling. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and we're talking about 46% of Americans today have less than $10,000 saved for retirement.
So what's the solution to these problems?
The solutions, okay? So it's a couple of solutions, right? And I think a lot of people are starting to realize that. And number one, if you're making multiple six-figure incomes, right? You have a very good job. You're very happy at your job. You might not have to face some of these issues, right? If you're making $250,000 a year, or some of these numbers, you know, you might still be able to live a comfortable life. But for most people, I mean, it will be a struggle. Most people will have to learn a different skill, right? Most people will have to learn something outside of what they were taught before. And I give you an example. I see a lot of people today. They have a very good job. You know, they're in very good profession, but after work, you know, they're driving for Uber, right? After work, they're driving for Lyft, because they're looking for a secondary source of income. People are looking for other ways to make money, right? So that might be one of the solutions, because if we're not making enough money, we have to figure out a way to make more, right? Also, you're probably gonna have to spend some time working on weekends, right? If you have a 8 to 5 type of schedule from Monday to Friday, you know, and you want to make some extra income, you might need to invest some time on the weekends, right? Me personally, I'm a big basketball fan. I love watching sports, but I had to put that to the side and decide to do something a little different, right? Also, finding a mentor, finding someone that's been where you want to be financially, someone that's going where you want to go financially, and and make sure that you stay around those type of people that can help you get to where you want to. Also, educate yourself about money. One of the reasons why I got into the insurance industry is because I believe that everybody should learn about the secrets of money at some point in their life, right? I believe that there is a reason why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And it's all about financial education. So learning about money, how money works, and those are some of the things that you can do. And also take advantage of technology today. I mean, I've seen so many people. I heard a story about this young man. He makes about $1,000 every week on selling, on going to garage sales on Saturdays, buying things at the garage sales, selling them on eBay, and makes a profit, right? But he's doing something else to make some extra income, right? There is a child by the name of Ryan, and he was the #1 YouTube earner last year in 2018, making $22 million on YouTube, and he's only 7 years old, right? So this is the day and age that we live. With technology, the possibilities are limitless. So people will have to be a little more creative and see how they can, how they can go out of their own way and do something different so they can make some extra money and hopefully help the family.
Yeah, now you talk to me about the workshop with your organization. So for the viewer who would like to take advantage,
Okay.
what you tell them?
Okay, so for those who are very action oriented, they want to do something, because I believe that most people don't plan to fail. Nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to fail in life. Everybody wants to be successful, but most people fail to plan. So for those who are very action oriented, they want to learn more. We do weekly workshop in our organization. We invite guests so they can come, learn about the secrets of money, and learn how to create wealth from themselves. And we've been doing this for a very long time. We've been doing it for a very long time, and a lot of people have really great results. And if you're interested in learning more about this, I'll be more than happy to provide you. We'll be more than happy to provide you with more information.
Thank you very much for watching the interview. If you want to connect with Ousmane and learn more about his organization, you can check it out on Facebook, the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then the information that follow on the screen. Thank you very much.